Good evening, everyone. Hope you all are there with me. Now, today, this is my second live stream which I have directly started. So, hope you all are enjoying this particular video. Now, see, your comments are really very helpful for me. So, whatever is there, please let me know that what is your feedback. So, because as you also prefer a feedback, I also need a feedback, and I am also learning that how to make the live videos and all. So definitely we will together do that. This particular channel will be helpful for the all student. Today I am here with a new topic, that is the circulatory system of the dogfish. This topic will be saved later into the in your shark or the scoliodon unit, so you all can watch me there. Student, I will take a little bit pause because I want to check that how many changes I have to do into the live stream. This is my also new starting up of the live stream, so let me check it how it is going on the channel on my laptop. So I can see that only till now only one student have liked this, but I hope you all are going to like the system. So let's start. I can see I'm getting a comment that it is on the restriction mode. Let me check what's that restrictions are. Great, I got 3 likes now. Let me see that how it is observed. So now again hardly few students are with me. Some students are messaging me in personal that restriction mode is there. So let me check what is that restriction mode, and how can I avoid this restriction mode. I am doing it. Just a minute, let me check what is that restriction mode. um, okay, the one who is messaging me in personal, please let me know that this restriction mode is observed till now also or not. I hope you are able to chat now, right? Okay, let us start the topic without wasting much of the time. Now, I am sorry that I have taken a bit of your time because it's live streaming is new for me also. So, the live streaming, I don't know why I am today starting with the live streaming. Suddenly it struck in my mind as my husband is telling me that you should be techno savvy. Why don't you start this, that, that? I said no, I can do it, but I don't have time. But today I was having a time, so I started this live streaming. Let us start the topic without much of wasting the time. So today we all are going to learn the circulatory system of the shark. Now see, when I say the circulation into the shark or any animal. When we say the circulation, so the circulatory system includes heart, blood vessels. Now blood vessel means arteries and the veins and the blood. So we will remember circulatory system of any animal. Now we all know circulation is of two type. One is the closed circulation, one is the open circulation. So if it is the closed circulatory system, the animal will have these three components only. One is going to be the heart, the most important pumping organ. Then blood vessels. Now blood vessels will be of two type: arteries, which will be carrying the oxygenated blood; veins, which are going to carry the deoxygenated blood. And the most important thing is the blood. Now see, in case of the scoliodon it is a blood, but in other animal it could be any type of the circulating fluid. Okay, so let us move ahead and talk about the blood. When I say the blood, so blood, I have already informed you, is a circulating fluid. Now when I talk about blood in human, so the human blood is red in color, but interestingly it is colorless in case of a shark. Blood of scoliodon component, if I will talk about, so it has the colorless plasma and corpuscles. Now corpuscles means the blood cells. Blood cells in case of a shark are of two type. The first, RBC. RBC is oval. In our case, how it is? It is biconcave. Okay. Now in case of RBC, in case of human, RBCs are enucleated, but RBC of shark are nucleated. So this point is important to remember, that they will have the nucleated RBC, and they will have the respiratory pigment. Respiratory pigment is same as the human, that is the hemoglobin. So let us move ahead about the next corpuscles or the next cell, that is the WBC. Now what is the WBC in case of us? WBC are the white blood cells, which is also called as the leukocytes. They are the amoeboid cells, and they are resembling with the lymphocyte of the other vertebrate. Now function, when I talk about the WBC, have the function into the immunity. Okay, now student, my voice is clear. If it is clear, kindly write it into the chat box and confirm that yes, my voice is clear. The student, those who are watching me, please confirm it into the chat box that yes, my voice is clear, so I will also get an assurance yes, my voice is clear. Let's move ahead. The next most important component of the circulatory system is the heart and the pericardium. Now when I say the heart, so heart of dogfish will present into the mid ventral beneath the pharynx in the head region. Now see, it is present, it is situated in between these two gills. So this is mid ventrally present, and it is present beneath the pharynx into the head region. Next, it is a simple dorso-ventrally bent S-shaped muscular tube. Now, see, in each and every animal, those who have the continuous flow. So this flow means, when we say the circulatory system, so blood flows in a circuit. So there are two type of a circuit. One is the single circuit, another is the double circuit. So in case of the shark, so it is a single circuit, so that's why the number of chambered are reduced. Single circuit and double circuit, I will just brief. Like in case of a single circuit, the heart will be only and only containing the deoxygenated blood, and the heart is going to push the blood inside the respiratory surface, and this respiratory surface is itself is going to push the blood in the all parts of the body. But when I talk about the double circuit or the perfect circulatory system, in that case the heart is going to get the blood back from the respiratory surface, and after that it is going to give it to the entire part of the body. So in case of shark, we need to remember there is a single circuit, and this single circuit will have only and only two chambers, and it is just a dorsoventrally bent S shaped muscular tube. It present into the pericardial cavity, and this cavity is bounded by a two-layered membranous pericardium. The heart of a dogfish scoliodon contains only and only impure blood, so that's why it is going to be called as the venous heart or the bronchial heart. Just a minute, students. Okay, let us continue now. The heart part, I told you that the heart is only and only having the two chamber, but why I have mentioned here it's 2 plus 2 chamber. The reason behind that, it will have the two accessory chambers and the two main chamber. What is this accessory chamber and what is this main chamber? See student, heart of any animal will have the most important two chamber. One chamber is called as the receiving chamber, and the second chamber is going to called as a distributing chamber. The main chamber, receiving chamber of heart, is called as the atrium or the auricle, and the distributing chamber of the heart is called as the ventricle. What it is called as? It is called as a ventricle. And see, this atrium and ventricle are single. If you will see the double circuit, it is going to be double, so that's why their heart is four chamber. But in case of a shark, they have only one atrium and one ventricle. But this atrium and ventricle are supported with two extra chamber, and this extra chamber are called as the accessory chamber. So first important accessory chamber is a sinus venosus, which is the supporting to the atrium, and the second accessory chamber is a ventricle, which is going to support the second accessory chamber is a conus arteriosus. This conus arteriosus is going to support the ventricle. So atrium, the main chamber, the ventricle, the conus arteriosus, and the sinus venosus, these are the four chamber, and the two chamber are the main chamber, atrium and ventricle. Two accessory chamber, conus arteriosus and conus venosus. Hope student you will remember it. Let us go ahead now. Let us discuss in detail about each and every chamber. Now, just now I told you that there are two accessory chamber. Now see, we are not going to learn in a way that first we will be talking about the chamber which are the main chamber, and later I am going to talk about the accessory chamber. We are going to start in a way from where the heart is going to get the blood first. So the first chamber which is going to receive the blood is the sinus venosus. Just now I told you that sinus venosus is an accessory chamber, and this accessory chamber is going to receive the blood, and it is connected with the connected with the main chamber, that is the atrium. So let us discuss about the sinus venosus first. Now, sinus venosus is a triangular thin wall chamber. Now, see, if we will compare all the chambers, so it will have the thinnest wall. Now, it is a very contractile. Contractile means it can push very. Now, see, as it has a very thin membrane, it can be very elastic. Also, it is present at the base of the pericardial cavity. So, if I will take the sagittal section, so you can see here how it is looking like. So it will just look like you can say present at the base around like structure. Now here also you can, I wish I could show it with the highlighter, but I don't know how to do it. Let it be. So it's, we will remember, it's a triangular chamber. It is present at the base of the pericardial cavity. Now see, for each and every heart it is important to push the blood. Now see, we say heart itself is a pumping organ. So how it pumps? It pumps because of certain type of the beating activities. So this beating activity of the heart originate from this chamber only. It represents two large veins, and these veins are known as ductus cuvaria. Students, can you recall what are these two important ducts in our heart? It is superior and the inferior vena cava in case of our heart. So here we have two veins in case of a shark, and these two most important veins are ductus cuvariae. Ductus enters into the venous from one lateral side. Beside, there are two hepatic sinuses, which you can see into the diagram here. I don't know how to edit it. These two ductus cuvaria you can see, and these are the two hepatic sinuses. Now see student, remember sinus is the rough gathering of all the type of the veins which collect the blood. So this hepatic sinus enter into the chamber from the posterior side. Which chamber? Sinus venosus. From the posterior side, then the sinus venosus open into the auricle by an aperture. Now we have already learned that it is an accessory chamber, or it is supporting to the atrium or the auricle. So now it has to enter whatever blood it has collected from the entire body. It has to give it to its main chamber. That chamber is called as the atrium or the auricle. So there should be certain type of the opening. Yes, there is an opening, and this opening is called as sino-auricular aperture. I repeat, it is a sino-auricular aperture. This aperture is guarded by a pair of membranous valves, and this this valve prevent the backflow of the blood from the auricle into the venosus. Now see, second chamber is definitely going to be the auricle in point of the blood flow. So this auricle is a very big chamber. Now see, this is also going to be the thin walled only, but if you will compare, so it bit thicker than that of the sinus venosus. It is situated in front of the sinus venosus because directly it is going to receive blood from the sinus venosus. And if we will compare its position from the ventricle, so yes, it is present the dorsal to the ventricle. Okay, so how you are going to explain its position? Its position, it is present in front of the venosus, sinus venosus, and it is present dorsal to the ventricle. This is important to remember. Once again I repeat, it is situated in front of the sinus venosus and it is present dorsal to the ventricle. It receives venous blood from the sinus venosus. On the other side, it communicates with the ventricle. Now see, it should first be having the opening or connection with the sinus venosus. So we have already learned that it is connected with the sino auricular aperture. It is connected with the sinus venosus through the sino auricular aperture. So same way it should communicate with the ventricle. So how it is going to communicate with the ventricle? Definitely there should be also one type of aperture. So this aperture, now see, this aperture is communicating between the auricle and ventricle, so it is going to be called as the auriculoventricular aperture. What it is going to be called as? Auriculoventricular aperture. That means it is going to communicate with the atrium or the auricle and the ventricle. Now again, it's an aperture, so definitely here also there will be a wall, but here these walls are going to be the muscular flap like structure. That's why it is going to be called as the bilabiate valve, because it will have the two lip like muscular flaps, so it is going to be called as the bilabiate valve. Along with sinus venosus, auricle forms the receiving chamber of the heart. This chamber will receive the venous blood from all the part of the body. For the purpose, it has thin and the elastic wall, because it is continuously going to receive the blood. So first we all have learned that the sinus venosus is the first chamber which is receiving the blood from the entire part of the body through the ductus cavariae and the hepatic sinus. So and after that it is draining its blood into the auricle. Now from the auricle where the blood is going, now blood will go to the ventricle. Now see, usually blood ventricle, when we say, so ventricle is a distributing chamber. It distributes the blood in case from ventricle where the blood is going. Again, I told you that this is a venous heart, so all the part will be containing only and only deoxygenated blood. When I talk about the ventricle, so here this ventricle is just going to be a next chamber after the auricle. It is a thick walled muscular chamber. Now we all have seen that it is going to receive the blood from the auricle, and the connection between the auricle and ventricle is the auriculoventricular aperture. So here it is the thick walled muscular chamber. It is an oval organ and form the most prominent feature of the heart. On its ventral side, it is supported by the coracoid cartilage. Now see, till now we have learned two chamber, we haven't seen that any cartilage support. But here, yes, there is a support of the cartilage, and when we will compare it, so it is going to be a very thick walled chamber. Simply we can say it's a muscular chamber, and it also have a support by the coracoid cartilage. I repeat, it's a coracoid cartilage. So coracoid cartilage is going to support the prominent chamber of the heart. Inner surface of the ventricle is thrown out into the many muscular strand, that is called as the trabeculae, and it will going to give a spongy texture to the ventricle. Let's move on the next chamber, that is the last chamber on the heart, and after that, due to the prayer time, we will stop and will continue learning. Right now I cannot see that many viewer have joined me, so definitely, honestly speaking, I don't will to continue here. So and even if I'm asking anything, I'm not getting any reply, so I will stop this particular video here only. But if you want me to continue, definitely you can write into the comment section, ma'am, please continue this particular topic, then only I will continue this particular topic. Okay, let's move ahead. The last chamber is the conus arteriosus. The last chamber is was conus arteriosus. When I say the conus arteriosus, now see, I am telling you that we will talk in a continuation. So it is the chamber which is next to the ventricle. Now if you will see the diagram carefully, you will come to know that conus arteriosus is nothing but the extension of the ventricle, isn't it? It's looking like an extension of the ventricle, yes. And also it is nothing but the accessory chamber of the ventricle. So it is the chamber which extend from the ventricle. It is a stout muscular tube like structure. The extension is called as the conus arteriosus. Now its lumen will facilitate with the true transverse rows of the semilunar valve. This valves held in position by the tendinous thread, and these tendinous threads are called as the chordae tendinae. Chordae tendinae, those threads arise from the anterior posterior free end of the valve, and they extend to join the ventricular wall. Conus arteriosus continue forward its ventral aorta. Thus, ventricle and the conus arteriosus form the forwarding chamber of the heart. So they are distributing blood to the your atrial system. Now next lecture, if I will get a good response, definitely I will explain you what is the atrial system and what is the ventricle system. So hope this particular you all like this video. If yes, definitely hit the like button, and we'll continue it into maybe on next Sunday, because now it is not possible for me to continue it. But yes, I will just go and take a quick review of this particular heart part. What we have learned today, we have learned the two most important component of the shark circulatory system, that is the, just let me go back on my slides. So today what we have learned, we will just go and take the quick revision of it. First we will have seen that the circulatory system of the shark, it comprise of two most important component. Just a minute, someone is asking me. Okay. Just prayer time, but I will do a fast quick revision. Circulatory system of shark comprise of the heart, blood vessel, arteries, veins, and the blood. Now blood is colorless and it has two type of a cell, RBC and WBC. And after that we all have seen that heart is enclosed into the pericardium cavity, and it is present into the head region beneath the pharynx. It is just a dorsoventral band S-shaped muscular tube. It is of two chamber, and after that we all have seen that it has the two main chamber, atrium and ventricle, and plus it has the two accessory chamber. These are the conus arteriosus and sinus venosus. First chamber is the sinus venosus. It has the two ductus cuvaria and two hepatic sinuses. And after that we have seen the is continuing with the auricle, with the sino-auricular aperture, and auricle opens into the ventricle and ventricle opens into the conus arteriosus. So for this particular topic we will stop now. If you want me to continue this particular topic, you can write it into the comment box. I will definitely try to make it into the next lecture. So for now we can stop this video. Thank you very much for joining me.